everyone, it's Ashley from Breathe Pilates. As most of you are working from home at the moment, you may have started to experience some general aches and stiffness that you wouldn't have felt before. This is generally from unideal working conditions. So today I thought I'd have a chat to you about office ergonomics and really good posture, and also ways that Pilates can help going forward. So when we look at an office setup, we want to make sure that our monitor is in the middle of our body. The middle of the screen should be at eye height, and the monitor should be about one arm's length away from you. You may find that you need to raise the height of the monitor by placing it on a box, some magazines, or something sturdy that you have at home. This also applies to you or children who are using iPads or laptops at home. If they're just watching, you may want to consider again raising it up onto something higher to make sure that it's at the appropriate viewing level. This will help to make sure that you're not hunched over looking at the screen. Ideally as well, having a separate keypad and mouse will be really beneficial to you, again to stop you looking down and hunching over. When we are looking at our posture, we really want to make sure that our head is on top of our shoulders. You want to make sure that your elbows are underneath your shoulders, forearms are parallel to the floor, and wrists are nice and neutral. Ideally at the moment, this chair is a little bit low for me, so you can see that my wrists are actually higher than my elbows. I would like in future to have my chair a little bit higher so that my forearms are parallel to the floor. So going on with our posture, we also want to make sure that our hips and knees are in line, so therefore our thigh bone is parallel to the floor. Your feet should also be securely flat on the floor. Again, for people who are a little bit shorter maybe, or the chair is a little bit too tall for them, you may want to consider putting your feet on a box or a footstool if you have one at home as well. Going on in talking about our posture, you want to make sure you've got a supportive and comfortable chair. So when we have a look at chairs, what the recommendations are is that you have a chair ideally on casters, just so that it swivels and moves around to avoid you twisting and moving in awkward positions. The height of the chair and the arms of the chair should also be adjustable. It should be nice and cushioned for your bottom, and the backrest should be supported to give you support through your lumbar spine and maintain your natural spinal curves. What we also want to make sure is that if you have the access to a headset, that you're using that instead of using your phone and sitting with your neck tilted the whole time. I guess going forward, the main things we really want to make sure is that you're sitting with good posture and you're getting up and moving about as best as possible. Poor posture and ergonomics can lead to a range of different issues. Some of these include having a forward or head forward posture, rounded shoulders and a hunched back, compressed lumbar spine, as well as tight hip flexors and hamstrings from sitting all day long. There are numerous amounts of exercises and Pilates stretches and exercises that can help for some of these. We're just going to show you a few that might help you out. So first of all, standing nice and tall, you want to make sure your weight is even between your feet. You're standing with your spine in neutral. We're going to do a pec stretch. So there's numbers of different ways that you can do this. First of which, you want to interlace your fingers behind you, stretch your arms out, and if you can gently lift them just to where's comfortable. You should feel a nice stretch through the fronts of the shoulders, and you can hold the stretch for at least 20 seconds. Another way that you can do this at home is coming into a doorway. You can pop one hand up in a stop sign position, just on either side of the doorway, and keep your spine in neutral, ribs connected, and lean forward slightly. Again, you should feel a nice stretch through the fronts of the shoulders, in particular your pecs. We're going to come to also do some shoulder rolls here. So you want to think about inhaling as the shoulders go forward and up, exhaling as they go back and down. Again, maintaining that nice neutral spine, shoulders go up, back, and down. Again, inhale forward and up, exhale as they go back and down. You can complete 5 in that direction. Then you can go the other way, so reverse. So you go inhale, shoulder blades go back and up, and then exhale as they come forward and down. One more time, we'll repeat. So we go inhale, back and up. Exhale, shoulder blades go forward and down. Really nice to feel those shoulders start to move around when you've been sitting for a long period of time. We can come now to start to mobilize our spine. This is really important when you're sitting all day. First of all, come to have a seat on the chair. Again, feeling like you can sit up nice and tall on the backs of your sit bones, feet flat on the floor. You're going to inhale, take a breath to the backs and sides of the ribs. As you exhale, you're going to nod your chin, start to round your spine. As you do, your hands can slide forward down your legs, keeping your pelvis parallel, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale to the backs and sides of the ribs. And as you exhale, think about nodding your chin, restacking your spine one vertebrae at a time. Head the last thing to come up. Again, one more time. You're going to inhale, exhale, nod your chin, start to round through your spine. Really feel each vertebrae opening up one at a time as you flex forward over your legs. Inhale to the backs and sides of the ribs. And as you exhale again, restack your spine, feeling like they're one at a time, really taking your time. Head the last thing to come up. Really nice to start to get some flexion through your spine. We're going to also now go to move our spine in every other direction. So you're going to come down onto the floor now. We're going to have a lay down on your tummy. You want to place your hands underneath your shoulders. Legs are in parallel. Making sure your pelvis is in neutral here, neck is long. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, think about gliding your eye line forward. Slide your shoulder blades back and down as you start to extend the upper back. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, slowly come back down. Again, inhale. Exhale, slide your shoulder blades back and down. Slowly glide your eye line forward to extend your thoracic spine and neck. Now you really want to make sure here that you don't overextend the neck, keeping it in line with your body. And then as you exhale, slowly melting down. Nothing else in my body moves. One more time, inhale. As you exhale, think about glide the eye line forward, gentle pressure through the hands as you extend the upper back and neck. And then slowly melting down onto the mat. We're also going to come to lay on our side now. We're going to focus on doing some rotation. Ideally, if you have a pillow that you can place underneath your head to support your head and keep it in neutral. For now, I'm just going to rest mine on the ground. You want to make sure that your hips are stacked one on top of each other, knees are stacked one on top of each other, and feet are in line with your body. Shoulders are also stacked and my ribs are connected to my waist. You're going to inhale, open the top arm to the ceiling. Watch your arm as you exhale, start to rotate your spine towards the back wall. You're going to inhale, stay, take a nice big breath to the backs and sides of the ribs. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your hand forward back to the start position. Again, we inhale, lift the top arm to the ceiling, making sure that our ribs stay connected. As you exhale, again, think about opening the spine up, rotating to the back wall. What we don't want to see is that the arm moves and the spine doesn't. You want to keep the rotation coming from the spine, not from the arm. And as you exhale, rotate back to the start position. One more time. Inhale and exhale, open up through the back. Feel that nice stretch to the side and rotate back to the start. Making sure you do equal on both sides as well. And we're going to, lastly for our spine, coming up into high kneeling. So we're going to make sure that we get some side action going through our spine as well. We want to move the spine in all directions. So you're going to inhale, lift your left hand up. Keeping your butt squeezed so you're staying nice and strong through your core. You're going to exhale, bend up and over towards the side. Almost feel like you're closing down the ribs on the right side. You're going to inhale, come back up. Again, exhale, side bend to the right. You want to make sure you're not rotating forward or back in this position. Go straight to the side wall. Shoulder stays away from your ears. Inhale, come back up. One more to that side. Exhale, up and over, like you're going up and over a big rainbow. And inhale, come back up. Other side. And inhale, lift the right hand. Exhale, reach up and over towards the left side bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale again, slide the shoulder blades down. And inhale, come back up. One more time, keep the ribs connected as you side bend up and over. Good. And inhale, come back up. Another great exercise you can do for the whole spine is our cat-cows. So coming down onto all fours, You want to make sure that your shoulders are on top of your wrists, your hips are on top of your knees. Your spine should be in a neutral position here, neck nice and long. You want to make sure your shoulder blades are back and down and you're pressing through the floor to engage the muscles underneath your arms. You're going to inhale, take a nice big breath to the backs and sides of the ribs. And as you exhale, you want to think about nodding your chin, gently rounding through your spine. Scoop your belly, bring your hips up and look between your knees. You're going to inhale. And as you exhale, think about articulating your spine from tailbone, lower back, upper back, and neck coming back to a neutral position. And again, you're going to inhale. Exhale, think about articulating your spine one vertebrae at a time, coming to look between our knees. You should feel really nice flexion through the spine. And as you inhale, you want to lengthen your spine one vertebrae at a time, coming back to a neutral position. One more time. You're going to inhale. Exhale, think about nod your chin, round through your back, look between your knees. Think about scooping the belly. And again, you're going to inhale, articulate your spine back one vertebrae at a time, coming back to a neutral position. Good. The last exercise that we're going to do is a stretch for our hamstrings. So you want to come to lunge forward here. You're going to feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor on the left side. With the right leg, you want to think about lengthening the front leg so that the knee is straight. You want to hinge forward at the waist, maintaining that neutral spine through your lumbar back. Good. Inhale here. And as you exhale, you can bend the knee forward, come back into a hip flexor stretch. One more time. You want to lean your body back, keeping your spine in neutral, extend through the front leg. Inhale. And exhale, hinge forward one more time. We're going to come to do the other side. So, lunging forward, making sure you can really feel the stretch in the front of the right hip now. You're going to inhale here. As you exhale, think about sinking the bottom back, extending the front leg as best as you can, maintaining that neutral spine. Ribs are connected to our hips. You're going to inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to lunge forward, give yourself a nice hip flexor stretch here. One more time, inhale. Exhale, hinge back, extend through the front leg. Really feel the stretch down the back of the leg. And then hinge forward one. So the most important thing to remember is to regularly get up and move around and change position. We recommend at least every 30 minutes to stretch, change, move your spine before you sit down and continue to work. If you have any other questions or would like some further tips or to book an appointment with one of our Pilates instructors or to join a group class, please contact us here at Breathe Pilates. Happy isolating!